Here's the breaking news we have from NBCnews.com. Donald Trump found guilty in historic New York hush money case. A New York jury on Thursday found Donald Trump guilty on all 34 felony counts of falsifying business records, the first time a former U.S. president has been convicted of a crime. The jury reached its verdict in the historic case after 9.5 hours of deliberations, which began Wednesday. He'll be sentenced July 11th, 4 days before the Republican National Convention. He faces penalties from a fine to 4 years in prison on each count. Although it's expected he would be sentenced for the offenses concurrently, not consecutively. Quote, "This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt," Trump fumed to reporters afterwards. Now, as for his sentencing, he's not yet a convicted felon. A lot of people, of course, are going to play the semantic game in media. They already are. But formally, he's a convicted felon after sentencing. So the jury has reached a verdict. Conviction comes when the sentencing is entered into the court, and then they apply the sentence. Now, there's a possibility they may just fine Trump some light little garbage fine. Just a little bit. Maybe they say, $300,000 fine for this and have a nice day, just so that they can say he's a convicted felon. But I wonder if there's a possibility. I don't think prison is within the realm of possibility, but I wonder if they try to house arrest Donald Trump to Trump Tower right before the RNC so that he cannot be present for the nomination.
I mean, I think there's a very good chance of that. The other thing that, from what I understand, the gag order is still in effect until sentencing is over, and his team can't formally appeal until he's been sentenced. And so, the final, let's say, 6 weeks until the RNC convention, Trump is not able to formally fight back, and he's also limited on how he's allowed to discuss this case. It's hard not to think of the worst outcomes right now. Like maybe a fine would be good. Obviously, one of the things that goes into sentencing right now is the fact that it's a nonviolent crime. He's older and he has no criminal history. But if he is convicted and sentenced, he does have a criminal history, and that will affect sentencing in any federal case going forward. So it's a rough time.
Can I just be here tonight to provide the doomsday opinion, through the entire show?
Great.
Yeah, because I was listening to people's opinions on the drive over here on Newsmax and Fox, and everyone, literally everyone, unanimously was saying, oh, he's not going to go to prison. That's never going to happen, and these things don't happen. Look. I have seen too much in my own experience with my tango with the justice system over the last 3 years, and I think that I really think people are not getting it, or they're not paying attention if they still think that that precedence is taking place here, or that we're somehow adhering to justice norms. I think that house arrest is guaranteed at minimum, and I think they'll absolutely put him in jail. No question about it. I
want to point out that the other day I posted a poll on X and I said, do you think Trump will be convicted? And it was something like 52% said no, 48% said yes. Out of, I think it's like 65,000 votes. And most people said, no, he won't be convicted. A lot of people thought it was going to be a hung jury. And Trump was unanimously convicted in 24 hours? Yep. So perhaps...
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's the worst case. They'll put him in prison.
Right.
Why not?
Well, 34 felonies. How do you not serve jail time if you can call those felonies? Class E felonies, but...
That's the argument they're going to make.
Right.
When they do say, Trump, you're going to go to prison for, we'll call it 18 months and then 2 years of probation or something, the response in the media is going to be like, he was convicted on 34 felonies. Of course he's going to get locked up.